Hi, Wendy here with Harmonizing Energy, Hypnotherapy, and Reiki. So I'm recording this for the second time. It's not good to record an Instagram video in landscape mode or horizontal. All right, so I wanted to talk to you today about the 7 mirrors of the Essenes, and I wanted to go into detail about the first mirror. First of all, I did study these scenes a bit. I've read a little bit about them in years, past years and stuff like that. And some consider these scenes to be occult. I don't really consider them to be occult, but what you decide is up to you. Also, there are readings out there that will say, Jesus, there was 30 years basically missing of his life in the Bible. And some say that he went and he traveled and he learned from other communities, other groups, other schools. And he learned a lot of different things. They say that he actually went and visited the Essenes and he learned from them. Now, did he learn everything he knew from them? No, but that he learned a little bit from them. So basically, let's get back to the 7 mirrors. These Essenes claim that every human being on Earth, would experience 7 kinds of relationships. And these 7 relationships, different kinds of relationships, would reflect what was going on inside them. So it's all about knowing yourself and what is going on inside you and how things affect you and how you're affecting everything else. So then you have more control of your life, and you are also in control of how you affect others' lives. All right, so it's all a learning process, and learning is good. It's really good. So the first mirror set is about the appearance of that moment. What I am at that moment is reflected in the other person. So let's think about that. What do we send to the one who's closest to us in the present moment? Now, in our vicinity. So what do I mean the one closest to us? Do I mean like our spouse or our child because they are closest to us in relationship? No. What I mean is the person that's closest to us that is in our vicinity. Like if we are working or we're in a room with people, the person that's closest to us, the person that we're speaking to, that we're interacting with, that maybe we're even actually sharing an energy where they can feel my energy field, because it's all a possibility. Okay, so let's go into this. If we feel anger and fear, then we mirror it. How do we mirror it? It shows in our body. How does it show? We mirror it by our body language. We mirror it by our facial expressions. We mirror it sometimes by the lines on our foreheads if we're angry. You can see by people the way they do their eyebrows. You can see the anger in their eyes. You can also hear the anger in their tone, their words. You can hear it in their words, what they're speaking. You can also hear it in their tone. And sometimes you can feel it in their energy. Okay? You can feel it when somebody walks into a room. Sometimes you can feel if they are angry. Okay? Okay. So let's talk about this a little bit. Let's go for an example. And then, let me go back. So you're going to mirror it in your body if you feel anger and fear. And then what's going to happen is the person that's closest to you is going to mirror it back. So they're going to feel it and they're going to take it on. And then it's just going to keep going back and forth. And then actually it can go out to other people and it'd be a ripple effect. Okay? So let's give an example. For instance, it's getting closer to the holidays. Now, people love the holidays, I know, but sometimes when you're out shopping or you're in holiday traffic, people get a little bit upset because they're spending money. It's a busy time of year. There's lots of people out, and you have to wait in lines. So years ago, I went shopping. I don't go out shopping much anymore because I just don't want to. Anyways, but years ago, I went shopping, and I was in Walmart or something like that, and there was this guy in line, and you could hear he was mumbling under his breath, and it was negative words, and then you could tell by his body language he was getting irate, And I think he thought somebody cut in line too, so he was getting pissed off about that, and he was voicing his opinion. So he was, first of all, in anger, right? He was mirroring it in his body language, his words, and the words that he was speaking, and what was mumbling. And then the people around him could start mirroring that back, and they would get upset, and they would get irate, and they would start getting antsy in line and getting pissed off, and that would just go from one person to another down the line. But I knew exactly what was going on, and I didn't want it to affect my day, or I was not going to let it affect my day. So I made sure just to be really happy, upbeat, and stay out of that. Right? So that's just an example. You can do it in the anger and the fear that's going on in the world. It's also happening on television. You see anger and fear on television, and you are watching it. You're going to feel it inside of yourself. Okay? And when you feel it inside of yourself, you're going to it's going to go to the people that are around you. Okay? Okay, now let's go to the other end of the coin. So if we feel joy and happiness, then we tend to mirror that in our body. In our expressions, we tend to mirror it in our body. You could see a person when they're joy and happy, they're just lighter. The way they carry themselves is just more upbeat. They have a smile on their face. They have a sparkle in their eye. And, you can hear it in their tone, and you can hear it also in the words that they speak, and just their positiveness. Okay, you also see this, and then when the person that's feeling it mirrors it, then the other people around them that are in their closest proximity mirror it too, and they feel it. So have you known when you have a friend and they're not feeling too good, and you come up and you're just joyous and happy, and then it changes their perspective and their outlook on life, and it brings them up. Coaches, speaking coaches, things like that have seminars, they do this at the beginning of their workshop. Sometimes if they have multiple workshops, they'll do it at the beginning of every day, or maybe they'll do it multiple times a day, where they make everybody get into a power pose that changes their dynamics, changes their the hormones that are coming into their body, the good hormones, and bringing down the stressors. They have everybody get into a power pose, and they'll say positive affirmations. They'll play really fun music. They'll just get everybody hyped. If you've ever been to a conference or anything like that, you've seen it multiple times, and it's something you can do yourself. So what they're doing is they're basically mirroring it, they're feeling in their body, and they're getting everybody else in the room to mirror it too, which is going to have a positive outcome for their class that they're giving. So these are examples of the first mirror, okay? So when you know and you think about the first mirror, you can tell how what you're feeling inside can reflect and affect other people. And then you can also know that how other people feel, they can affect the way you feel. But you don't have to let it. So if you know about this enough, you can say, oh my gosh, I'm being drawn into that, right? Something negative. You want it is positive, yay. But if it's negative, you could say, hey, guess what? I'm being drawn into this, and I don't need to participate in this. You know what I'm saying? Then you know how to protect yourself and not to get into that slump. You can stay positive and upbeat. Now, another thing I want to talk about, as in the 7 mirrors, is we also have, I knew this, but we have our seven main chakras, right? And we have the 7 universal laws. So some say that they all correspond together. For example, the first mirror corresponds with your root chakra. And that is just something that you can look into yourself and study for yourself and see if that is something that's a possibility for you and your beliefs. Okay? So this is Wendy with Harmonizing Energy, Hypnotherapy, and Reiki. I will be talking about the second mirror tomorrow, and how we can learn about the second mirror and relationships, and then how we can see it in our lives. All right? I'll talk to you later. Have a good day. Bye.